Hello, podcast family. Hope you guys are having a great day, and welcome to a brand new episode of Design Break Podcast. I'm your host, Rocky Rourke, and in today's episode, we're going to be diving into a topic that has been gaining a lot of attention recently. At least it's something that I've been seeing a lot of on Twitter, and that is fake freelance gurus. That's right. I am calling out freelance gurus. A lot of them are fakes, phonies, and just like a lot of craziness. So without further ado, let's kind of jump into this topic. This is probably going to be a shorter episode than the previous ones. But, you know, recently I was scrolling through Twitter. I spent a lot of time in Twitter, especially now that I'm trying to build the Design Break Twitter account, which is at the Design Break. Definitely go check it out. Give us a follow. We're trying to, up our numbers and everything. But I can't help but notice the rise of all of these individuals who are kind of like claiming to have all the answers when it comes to freelancing and, saying that they can, make anybody, a freelance success story or some craziness like that. But in this episode, we're going to kind of delve into the dangers of falling for these false gurus and discuss how to navigate the freelance landscape, at least the freelance knowledge landscape, with caution. So, this all kind of like got sparked basically by a tweet that I saw that caught my eye actually yesterday. This whole episode kind of came about just from a quick tweet that I saw by a designer that I follow named Michael, and I'm going to be butchering your last name. I do apologize. Philippiuk. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I'm going to try and include him in the show notes, his Twitter account. So definitely go give him a follow. But he boldly stated, anybody who claims they have a proven system for getting freelance clients is lying, and his words basically resonated with me. And it prompted me to kind of like investigate this further. And it's crazy to see so many people who are jumping on this bandwagon, who are trying to make money off of people, especially now with so many people being laid off from their jobs. So many people are out there trying to find jobs, find freelance work and everything like that. And, it's just insane. I started going through my Twitter feed and bookmarking post after post of self-proclaimed freelance gurus. I literally searched hashtag freelance, freelancing, like all these different things. And I kept seeing these self-proclaiming freelance gurus who were promising like instant success with slogans like earn 3,000 MRR with these simple steps, or guaranteed freelance clients with just a click away. It's all false. It's not really true. And for those of you who don't know, MRR stands for monthly recurring revenue. And it's become a really big buzzword, especially around freelancers and small agencies and things like that. And so, it's crazy to see this. I follow a lot of YouTubers who kind of like call out these like scam artists, these fake gurus, when it comes to just like make $1 million tomorrow with this course and things like that. And now I'm seeing this, spill over into the freelancing world, and it's just it sickens me, and it made me want to record this episode just to call this out so that you guys don't make the mistake of paying too much money for these courses only to find that they're hollow and without promise. What startled me the most was commonly among these supposed experts that they typically fall into one of three categories. So number one, they're usually young people between the ages of 18 to 23. Actually, the majority of them are young guys between 18 and 23 years old. The second category is those with like minimal Twitter followers. We're talking like maybe 30 to 100, maybe a little more than that. And then just like people who are brand new to the platform completely, where it's like they just joined Twitter, 6 months ago or something like that. And these characteristics instantly raise a red flag for me. It's something where it's like you really have to be careful with what you're consuming on there lately. And a lot of you probably have seen this. The biggest thing is actually not even just with freelancing, but just like with ChatGPT and AI. Oh my God, maybe it's just me, but so many accounts are popping up all over the place on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn that are just promoting the heck out of all of these like get rich quick schemes when it comes to using AI. And just like with with freelancing, it's not true. Anybody can say, oh, I make $30,000 a month doing this. All right, let me see the actual data. Like, especially if I see an 18-year-old who's saying, oh, I'm making $1 million this year doing freelance. I call BS on that every inch of the way, because it's not true. And so you really have to be careful like out there. And so let me make one thing clear. I'm passionate about helping freelancers, about helping young creatives succeed and everything like that. And I may use buzzwords similar to those employed by these fake gurus, but it's how I deliver my knowledge, right? I'm not sitting here promoting to you every 30 seconds, oh, go buy my course for $1,200 or $2,000 or something like that. No, what I do is I'm freely sharing the majority of my insights on this podcast here. I'm sharing in YouTube videos and on social platforms, and anybody can DM me on Twitter at Rocky Rourke, and I will share with them. I will answer their questions. I'll help them to the best of my ability, with time allowing me to. I have over a decade of professional freelancing experience and design experience to support, the stuff that I'm sharing. If somebody 18-year-old, 23-year-old who's too young to really understand what's going on in the industry and who doesn't have any experience, if they're trying to promote a course where they're like, oh, you can do this, I would not trust them. I've seen, fake gurus pop up that are like 16-year-old, 18-year-olds. And I'm like, who are these people who listen to them? They don't know what they don't know. They don't have the experience. You can be a genius and still fall flat on your butt. So just be careful. But however, not all of these course creators or mentors, are out to deceive you. Even I have plans myself to offer courses and products in the future. It's something that I'm currently trying to work on without being scammy or crazy or having dogs shaking in the background. Dear God, writer. Sorry, guys. But, I have plans to make these things and to sell these things and everything like that. But I don't like the fact that you have people who have no business selling these courses and stuff, putting stuff out there without even doing research or not even trying or beta testing things. They're selling courses for like $2,000 and they don't even give you enough value for half of that. So you just have to be careful. The difference is that everything that I will provide and everything that a lot of these other creators provide will be backed by personal experiences and expertise when it comes to freelancing, when it comes to being a creative professional. These are things that these people don't have. And even with some of them, I'm willing to give them a benefit of the doubt. I sit there and I go through a bunch of their tweets. I look at their website, I look at their work and everything. And the craziest thing that I've seen too is that there's some people out there who are promoting this, saying that they're making buttloads of money, and yet their work is horrible. They haven't had new work, or at least they don't show new work for the last, 5 years. And even when the stuff that they do show, I'm like, okay, there's no way that you're charging $10,000 for that logo. Call back to a previous episode, but like, there's no way that you're doing what you're saying. And so it's like you have to watch out for these, these people. And even myself, like, I am not immune to this. I have fallen victim to buying courses from people that had no business selling courses. So it's essential to exercise caution and discern, like, when investing in these courses, in all the stuff that they're offering is going to have promised value. I've learned from my own mistakes. I wasted $2,000 on a course not too long ago, and honestly, I still have not seen any value come out of it. I have not even gotten through the course because it's just not well put together, and the problem is that they did not offer a refund. My mistake, I did not read the fine print, but you can learn from these mistakes. Read the fine print with these, right? Always go through the content. If they offer you a 30-day return policy, return it if it's not valuable. But, sharing my own missteps here is a way for me to ensure that you guys don't have similar pitfalls, that you guys don't waste, a crazy amount of money. I give myself every month or every 2 months a specific budget for courses, for learning memberships, and even books. And I buy tons of books. I read some books. I listen to some books. And I make sure that, if something gives me value, I then share it out to the world. Like, I think a couple months back, I bought the PIP decks. You guys might have seen these things pop up a lot on social media. Pick those up, and I've used them quite a bit, and I really enjoy them. And it's something that I want to continue to use. I want to eventually share some content about it, but those things bring me value, and they weren't cheap either. But a course that is basically regurgitating the same stuff that you see everywhere on social media, everywhere on YouTube, the course was basically a regurgitation of tweets. And so it's like $2,000 for that course. That's worthless to me. And that's definitely worthless to you guys. So, the thing also that I want to point out here is, don't go out if you don't have the money to buy courses or buy resources like this. There is so much power in free resources. I share a lot of stuff, especially here on the podcast. I am planning on sharing more stuff on my YouTube channel, both the Design Break and my own personal account. But when it comes to expanding your freelance business knowledge or acquiring new skills, there is an amazing and spectacular educational institution that we're all familiar with, and that is YouTube University. It's that simple. In fact, I think a lot of people could actually become amazing designers just by watching YouTube videos. You don't even need to spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a design education when you can go to YouTube and get the same, if not better, of an education that easily. So alongside like YouTube and podcasts and good old fashioned books, those things with like the paper pages and everything like that. God, I love the smell of a brand new book. It's so great. But, free resources abound, offering, all these things are offering a wealth of knowledge and insights, for all of you aspiring designers without having to spend crazy exorbitant amounts on these courses. If someone is saying that you have to pay a large amount to get to just learn basic things like freelancing and designs and stuff like that, it's probably not for you. It's probably offering you the moon, and you're going to get a little pebble. So just be careful out there. And it should be a drinking game how many times I'm going to say be careful out there. But if you come across someone, on social media who consistently provides you value and actionable content, and I'm not even talking about myself. If you guys don't have money when I come out with courses, don't buy it. Please don't buy it. And for those of you who do buy it, if you have a friend that also could benefit from it and everything, give them the course, give them the materials. I allow it. I've said this with other stuff I sold years ago. I prefer when someone shares content from a course that I sell, because sometimes there's people who cannot afford, and if they get value and they can afford it, please buy the course. But, I'm okay with people sharing courses and things like that. But, if you find someone who, they're worth investing that time and that money into, then, you can purchase their course or ebook or whatever it is. But beware of those who suddenly emerge, in your feed promising you overnight success for a small fee. It's not going to be worth it. So let me just kind of go over. I got 8 red flags here, red flags to kind of watch out for, to navigate, this landscape effectively. Here are some things to consider when evaluating courses, resources, or even mentorship from these freelance gurus. And because some of them are offering subscriptions to mentorships, and I'm like, why? This is ridiculous. I can understand paying for like a mentorship session and everything, but I saw some guy that was like, oh, for $999 a month. What? Who's going to have that? You don't even have a business that can support that. What is going on? Anyway, too much information. But all right, red flag number 1. If the guru cannot legally rent a car in the United States, huge red flag. And for those of you not in the United States, you have to be 25 years old in order to rent a car legally, unless you pay like some huge exorbitant amount of fees. It's ridiculous. But if the guru is younger than 25 years old, red flag, be careful. Please be careful out there. Red flag number 2. Self-deprecating or just deprecating humor in general, making fun of others' mistakes instead of offering genuine guidance. Red flag. I saw someone recently who basically was just making fun of other designers, other creatives who posted on social media about mistakes that they made. And instead, went through and I think spent like 2 or 3 tweets where they're just talking about, how stupid they are and how stupid the mistake is and this and that. And then finally they're like, but you know what? Here's the way to get past that. And I'm like, no. Why even do that in the first place? Why be self-deprecating? It's I don't like that. Number 3, red flag. Red flag number 3. Outlandish promises for unrealistic low prices. If you see someone post, read my ebook for $9.99 and you're going to, make 10x, whatever money or MRR or whatever it is, it's BS. It's not. What they're doing is a lot of times, and this also goes for a lot more AI content than just freelancing content. They're repurposing tweets and threads that they've posted on their own social media, adding a little extra stuff through ChatGPT, and then they're also just ripping off of other people's stuff. It's not worth it. Don't even waste your money on it. Now a lot of people are getting wise, and so they're giving away the content for free in exchange for emails. Give them an old email like your college email. And red flag number 4, overemphasizing on making this much money without substantial evidence or proven strategies. Make $2,500 a month selling digital products and everything like that. Really? Yeah, you might have success with that. Some people don't. For one thing, you have to put in the time to actually create the product, make sure the product is good. I actually came across one of these the other day, and it was someone saying use ChatGPT to come up with 20 things that you can do to make money and then repurpose it into an ebook. It's crazy. Red flag number 5. Excessive use of emojis, particularly if it detracts from the actual content itself. Now, I am a person who uses emojis a lot. In fact, a lot of people, if you chat with me on Slack or on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, I will use LOL, ha ha ha, and smiley faces like crazy. The reason why I do it is because I don't want anyone to see what I'm saying in a negative light. That's the answer right there. I actually got blocked by a certain web celebrity in the design community. Not going to mention his name. I'm just going to say his. But he blocked me because I happened to add LOL to a statement or a question or something like that. And he sent me a message basically saying how I'm a horrible person for laughing at his endeavor and blah, blah, blah. I should be more supportive. It was ridiculous. Anyway, but back to the red flag. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. But using excessive amounts of emojis. If they have 5 rocket emojis in their thing, or if they got flames going out the wazoo. I mean, I started using some emojis for the podcast Twitter, and honestly, I hated it because it looks so cheesy and salesy like these things are. But if you see someone who's using excessive amounts of emojis to grab your attention, to sell you on this idea, used car salesman, like door-to-door salesman, like this is not good tactics. It's a big red flag right there. Red flag number 6, and this kind of goes back to what I was talking about with ChatGPT, plagiarism or repurposing others' content without proper credit. I am all for using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot. In fact, I use it a lot when it comes to this podcast. I write up basically articles for these episodes, and I have ChatGPT help me discern that down into a script and give me like emphasis on specific like talking points and stuff like that. I use my own material to do that. A lot of these people aren't. They're using the browser feature, and they're going through and creating these giant lists, ripping people off. Sometimes even stuff, if you actually go back and fact check it, it's not right. So if you see that, if you're seeing like you see the same piece of content going through 4 different people, those people are full of it. There's no way to tell who put it out first, and you shouldn't even bother about it. It's a huge red flag. Red flag number 7, we got one more after this. Repetition content with minor variations. Basically what I'm saying here is that if they're continuously putting out the same content, and I mean the same thing over and over and over again, just with small tweaks and changes in the wording of the title or something like that, it's not worth it. They're just trying to get more people to view the same thing just with different lenses, and it's a red flag. It's not the right way to do it. And then the final red flag is an over-reliance on lengthy threads for communication rather than concise and impactful messages. Now, what I mean here, threads are not bad. There's nothing wrong with threads. What I'm talking about here is the accounts where every single tweet or every second tweet is a thread. I don't want to say it's a huge red flag, because it's not. It's not, but it's definitely something to watch out for. And, and that's where, like, let me actually close out this list by saying, while 1 or 2 of these red flags together might be forgivable, like you could have excessive emojis, and then you have overpromising, making so much money and stuff like that. Having those things together, people don't know how to sell their stuff or how to promote their stuff. So there could be, you could be like, oh, I understand, he's still learning, or he doesn't understand how bad that comes off. That's fine. But when you have like 3 or more of these red flags come together, that's concerning. That's like where that warrants some further scrutiny on your part and everything. And if you find like a course or paid material or something like that, or even the ones where they're like, oh, give me your email and I'll give you the course or whatever, be careful with those. Go back in and look at their last, 25 tweets and see, is this worth it? Is it worth them, blowing up my email box? Is it worth the $20, or would I rather go out and buy 2 of my friends' Starbucks? Like really think about these things before you jump into it. So in conclusion here, or actually not even in conclusion, because I still have quite a bit to actually talk about, but I urge you to remain cautious, when you're encountering these freelance gurus, especially those with dubious intentions. I have so many friends who I consider them freelance gurus. I follow them. I love their content. For instance, one of my favorite freelance kind of gurus or business gurus is Chris Do. I don't agree with everything he says, but I like his content. Ben Burns, who also works with him with The Future and Blink and everything like that. I love Ben Burns. We've had dinner together. He's a great guy. I love his content. He's a freelance guru. Like, Matt D. Smith and all these other amazing creatives, they are freelance gurus. those are people I trust. Those are people I've bought products from and courses from and things like that. And number one, I've known them for years. Most of them, all three of them, I've met in person, so I know who they are. The Hood Sisters with their freelance book and course, perfect. Definitely go check it out. It's worth the money. Those two amazing people, I would definitely trust them and anything they put out. In fact, I was buying stuff from them and they're like, Rocky, no, here, take your money back. Here's something free. And I'm like, no, I want to pay for it. But, all these people, these are genuine experts with valuable guidance. They're not opportunistic, people seeking to take advantage of eager freelancers. These are people who want to touch your life. They want to help you. They want for you to be successful. That is what they want to do. Trust your instincts and conduct your own thorough research with this, because that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to, you trusting your own, mental ability to discern what's a scam and what's not. Your freelancing journey deserves authentic support and reliable resources. Hopefully this podcast is that for you. I don't know. I would love to hear about it. If you guys have any thoughts, please send me a DM. But together, let's kind of really expose these fake gurus and build a community based on trust, knowledge, and genuine expertise. And I'm not talking about community around Design Break. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the creative community as a whole, the freelancing community as a whole. I don't want to be the figurehead for that. I just want to be a part of it, and I want to help both of these communities, which in reality to me they're one. I want to see them grow. I want to see you grow and for you to succeed. I don't want to see you get ripped off. I don't want to see you demoralized because there's so many people out there trying to vie for your attention that they're just going to give you a crap sandwich, So before we kind of wrap up this episode, I want to leave you a few important calls to action. First, be sure to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, at The Design Break. By the time this episode goes live, we're also on TikTok at The Design Break as well. Follow us wherever you like to absorb your social content. Twitter is going to probably be the one that we are on the most, promoting and sharing quick little nuggets of wisdom here and there. I've been sharing a lot of freelancing tips recently. YouTube is where we're going to be sharing, this video podcast right here that I'm recording. And we're going to be sharing a lot more clips and things like that moving forward. So it's going to be a fun place to check out content. But if you found any value in today's episode, any value whatsoever, I really encourage you to share it with others that may benefit from this information. It's okay if you don't. I just ask that you do. Freelancing can be a challenging journey. Being a creative in general can be challenging. But together, we can empower each other with knowledge and awareness to avoid the pitfalls, whether it's fake gurus or slumps in work or imposter syndrome, previous episode call out there. But yeah, just, if you can, share this with everybody. And of course, lastly, if you have any questions or would like to connect further on this topic or even have suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to reach out to me on Twitter. Like I said, you can find me at Rocky Rourke. I'm always happy to help out and provide guidance to freelancers and young creatives, even those of you who might even be more established in the design community. If you have any questions or even just need some support, let me know. I'm always available to help. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today's episode. I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to bringing more cool, insightful content to you. As always, please remember to stay passionate, stay positive, and stay creative. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Bye.